Hi and welcome to my 6th episode of my knitting creative textile podcast. It's July here, it's sunny, I'm sat in the window. Yeah, it's lovely. My name on Instagram is Orchid's Heart. I discovered knitting about maybe a year and a half, no, COVID's been going on for a year and a half, about 2 years ago. So I guess that makes me still a relatively new knitter. Don't know, I knew crochet before that, but I guess my longest textile craft has been sewing. I've sewn since I was about 15 years old. Well, longer than that, but I started making clothing when I was 15 years old. So yeah, one thing kind of led to another and here we are. So those of you who watched previous episodes or follow me on Instagram know that we just went away to Scotland. That was our holiday for the year. My partner doesn't particularly like travelling abroad anyway, regardless of the climate and the situation we're in at the moment. So we usually do a road trip somewhere in the UK. Usually we do quite a lot of driving and we camp, we sleep in the car a bit and do the odd Airbnb. I've never seen that much of Scotland, so we decided we would do a loop around Scotland in 10 days and it was absolutely stunning. It didn't feel like rushed at all, it felt really, really good. He's not the kind of person to sit still on the beach and do nothing, and I must say I kind of find that challenging as well. Like even with knitting, I'm happy sat on a beach for 20-30 minutes knitting, but even then I would get restless and want to get up and go for a walk or swim in the sea or something. So yeah, it was nice because we got to spend a bit of time in some places, but also, you know, we were on the move and it was lovely, it was so beautiful, and we're really, really lucky with weather. It was like 25 degrees the whole time, so it wasn't too hot, it was beautiful. The only time it rained was at night when we were in like a wooden pod in the woods, so we weren't even in the tent or the car when it rained, we were in like a proper structure, so it didn't really matter. And it was actually really lovely sleeping in the woods, hearing the rain, and we could hear the sheep in the background, and it was actually, even that was beautiful. But if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that towards the end of the trip, actually when we were at this place, so that was the last couple of nights, I fell down a slightly bumpy hill. It wasn't even anything impressive, it wasn't a mountain, it was a slight slope and I completely did my foot in. I sort of ignored it for the rest of the time we were on holiday, but we didn't do that much walking actually after that because we were starting to come back down in the car, and one of those days was entirely driving pretty much. Yeah, I sort of ignored it, which really wasn't good. Like, we came back on the Saturday, spent Sunday all over the house, you know, doing the post-holiday things like laundry, boring stuff like that. And Monday, like work, I had a really busy work week planned, like my busiest of the year. And I mentioned to my team what I'd done. They went apeshit at me. I was like, you need to go to A&E and get someone to look at it. And actually, on closer inspection, it was kind of the colour of these trousers. It was purple. It was really bad. Because I wasn't in pain. Not really. You know when you fall and it aches a little bit? It didn't hurt any more than that. Anyway, all of that, it's not broken. It's just sprained, but if I make some weird movements or anything, it's because I can't really move quite properly because it's in a thing, so that I don't, I guess, make it worse. I've got to take it easy for 6 weeks. I'm not allowed to walk properly at all for 2 weeks. So I felt a bit sorry for myself for a few days. Kind of over that now. I did record this yesterday and I was in a complete funk. I don't really know why. It was a shame because it was the weekend and it's not anymore. I've got to work later today. And so I kind of wasted that day just feeling rubbish, and I shouldn't have done really because it was nice. But yeah, there we go. So I'm recording this again because I don't think the episode I recorded yesterday was very good. I spoke about a load of stuff that was completely irrelevant and went on millions of tangents, which I'm starting to do now anyway. And yeah, I didn't really feel myself. So doing it again, and hopefully there'll be less waffle and the vibe will be better, be more like myself. So what I'm wearing that you can see right now is my Des chain. by Layla Raven, I think. I think when I knit this, the pattern was hosted by a different company, but Layla took the rights back to the pattern, so now you buy the pattern from her. From what I can remember, there was a bit of a problem between the company and the designer, an unfair treatment of Layla's work, and she wasn't being paid fairly or something. I have to admit, I don't really remember. When I bought this pattern, I couldn't really knit, and if I get closer and show, you'll see why. One of the reasons why I learnt to knit was actually to knit this, because I fell in love with the pattern. And I think I probably bought the pattern before I actually got around to knitting it. And in a charity shop a couple of years ago, I found a bunch of Rowan pure linen, I think it was, in a very pale grey. And I've got the ball over there, the leftovers. I should have picked it up to show you. Not this colour. It was like just a very pale grey. And I knit it in that. I eventually dyed it, that's why it's darker. But I don't know how well you'll be able to see on the camera. I'm not that flexible at the moment, so. But on the body, all of the stitches are twisted. And then the sleeves, I knit properly. When I say properly, like how most people knit. Basically I taught myself to knit on YouTube, and I have really bad hand-eye coordination. So I was knitting back to front or something for a very long time. I have an entire Felix pullover knit in twisted stitches. It looks really odd because it makes the gauge go really funny and it's quite gappy. For some reason this one isn't quite as bad. But I guess it kind of bothers me that the stitches on the sleeve are different to the stitches on the body. But I still wear it quite a lot. I decided in the end I didn't like the colour. The sample is in like a dark charcoal colour. And I guess I wanted what was in the picture. So I dyed it. I tried to dye it using acorns, and I have successfully dyed wool using acorns before. I've shared that in a previous video, and it produced the most beautiful lush grey. Pretty sure I had to modify it with iron to get that really dark deep colour. So it didn't really work on the linen. I don't think it really showed up at all. So then I bought a Dylon dye packet, or I had one left over actually from something else, and I'd obviously completely forgotten how to use packet dye, and I treated it like you would a natural dye. I heated it up and I put it on a simmer, and I burnt part of it, and in places in real life there are some little brown marks where I burnt the yarn, which is quite impressive. I think I didn't realise you could do that, and it came out this really awful pink, like disgusting colour, like I don't know, like a corpse, to be honest. It was really bad. I was horrified. Thought I'd ruined it. So I bought another Dylon dye. I then read the instructions and realised I shouldn't have simmered it. I should have left it in a bucket of warm water with the dye and stirred it like you're meant to. So I bought another one and I dyed it in the washing machine with a washing machine pod, and it came out really dark. Every time I wash it, it sheds some colour, which makes me a little bit sad because I don't want to keep dyeing it. I don't know why linen isn't holding the colour. I would have thought linen would hold the colour as well as cotton, but it doesn't seem to. So if anybody has experience dyeing linen, please share with me. I would like to make this maybe a shade darker, you know, eventually, especially if it fades again. But I do really enjoy wearing it. I think the sleeves are probably a bit, maybe it's easy to show you here, a bit big for the shape. I don't know. But honestly, most people I know in real life aren't knitters. They don't notice and they don't give a damn. So really, I'm being fussy. Anyway, that's what I'm wearing. I am also wearing, and I'll show you with my good leg, you're not going to see very much of this, but my Aranite pants. It's a So Liberated pattern in a Merchant Mills Tencel Twill, and the colour I think is Pluto. That's very specific, I know, but I'm saying that because I really love both the Tencel Twill by Merchant Mills. It's a fabulous fabric. It wears so well. It's really hard wearing. I wear these all the time. And these are the slim hack of the pattern. So if you've seen the pattern, they're quite a big baggy trouser. almost like harem pants, I guess. But the slim hack is a nice, I love them. I wear them to work because my work isn't too smart, but they're like good enough that I can wear to work, but also because they've got an elasticated waist. I'm finding them quite good at the moment because not really enjoying wearing fussy clothes. Getting dressed is a bit of a, can't really reach my feet that well. It hurts kind of like bending down to it. But yeah, so love that, love the combination. If anybody has any questions about Merchant Mills fabrics, do tell me because I am obsessed and I've tried a lot of them. Definitely worth the investment, I can tell you that. But anyway, so the reason why I wanted to record the episode at the moment is because in a couple of days I'm going to give away one of my finished objects for a friend's birthday. So if somehow miraculously this goes out before Thursday and I'm seeing you on Thursday and it's your birthday, stop watching. But I think it's quite likely this is going to go up after that anyway, and that she probably doesn't watch these anyway. So it's a very good friend's 30th birthday this week, and I was kind of thinking like, you know, what do I give my friend for a 30th birthday? I don't really like buying things for people for the sake of buying them something. She's an avid reader. We all studied the same thing at university. We all studied American literature. But to be honest, I haven't read very much over the last year. Sacrilege, I know. So I'm not really up on what's current, what she has read, what she might want to read. So that seemed like a bit of a gamble. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't know what to give her, and I kind of like the idea of making her something for a 30th because I feel like that's special. I wasn't sure that she would appreciate, like in summer, a hat or something like that. Definitely can't see her wearing her knitted socks. And then, I don't know why, but over this summer she's developed a bit of an obsession with baby birds. Who knows? I've not noticed that she's been that bothered by baby birds before, like ducklings and goslings and things. I don't know, it's because we're all spending a lot more time in nature at the moment that maybe she's noticed them more. But yeah, so I saw, as I mentioned last time, these really gorgeous animal patterns. So I decided, I guess slightly selfishly, I wanted to knit it, if I'm being honest. I like making little animals. It gives me a bit of an uplift making something really cute and kind of pointless because, I mean, what am I going to do with it, like a small animal? But I have made quite a few, like maybe it's a bit embarrassing to come into my sewing room. There are quite a few creatures in here. But they bring me happiness. I've always found it a bit of a stress relief. When I was at university, I made a few really weird, like made up creature things. And I guess like it's hard to go wrong, like you can tweak it and whatever, especially when it's sewing, and they're kind of comforting. And I thought, wow, she's having a bit of a hard time, she really likes baby birds. Maybe she might find it comforting too, I don't know. Or if anything, it might make her laugh, and even if it makes her laugh and smile, I'm happy. So, oh, he's upside down. I made this. I'm actually really pleased because it's knitted, it's 3D, it looks like a duckling, it's actually kind of really cute. So, or maybe it's the most unorthodox 30th birthday present ever, but yeah, I'm happy. The pattern, like, it wasn't actually that hard at all. It's all like knit, purl, knit two together, purl two together, make one, like quite basic stitches, and it walks you through, and there's loads of pictures. Yeah, the only thing, did I find any of it challenging? No, I don't think I did. I think it was all quite easy. I'm not that happy with the placement of the feet. I think I could have angled them maybe that way a bit more. But yeah, I'm quite pleased. I've taken some really pretty pictures to put on Instagram after I've gifted it. So yeah, so she gives you quite a few ideas for yarns you can use. Because it's quite a small amount you need. She doesn't really give you meterage. She's just like a small amount of mohair or something. So well, that's not that helpful. But I had some merino baby lace I naturally dyed, which is under the camera, so I can't show you because it's in a box I'm using to prop my phone up. And I didn't really like the colour it came out. It was kind of a sort of insipid yellow. But as I showed you last time, I also bought that cone of mohair. And I was thinking about a few weeks ago when I dyed some yarn with onion skins, it came out really vibrant. So I dyed, I've got some here actually. I dyed some more yarn with onion skins. So I'm trying to get it out of the jar. And I got these. So this is mohair, and this is just a scrap of something. So this is quite pale. I didn't put as many skins in as I could have done, but I thought it was the perfect duckling colour. So I've got more than enough here to make another duckling. No, it's not mohair. Possibly two, to be honest. Contemplating making one for my brother because he's also duckling obsessed, as I mentioned last time. My mum might ask for one as well, so I might have to make a couple. But yes, so it was really easy. I did most of it in a day. I mean, I did nothing else during that day, but yeah, it was about a day's knitting on a Sunday. I sat down and did nearly all of it, and then over the weekend just past, I did the feet. So I will say I blocked the feet, like you knit everything flat and seam it up. I blocked the feet before attaching them, and I blocked the wings after attaching them because they were curling up. I think if I made it again, I'd block all the pieces rather than just the wings and the feet because it really did make a difference. I don't know why I didn't. I was being a bit impatient, I think, because I was just sat there. Because you start about here and knit down, pick up and then do the head. I should have blocked that, knit the beak pieces to the wings and the feet pieces, and then like blocked it all and left it and then sewn it all up in one go. Whereas I was just like knit, 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 stitch it up, knit, 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 attach. Like I was a bit of a machine. I was a bit crazy. But I really, really, really enjoyed it. It was really therapeutic, and I hope it gives her a giggle. So I'm going to wrap it up after this and give it to her in a couple of days. So my other finished object is these socks. So I showed you them as a work in progress last time. So this is made using Jawoll sock yarn I bought from Loop London. This is Baker's Twine, Ochre, and then there's a thin stripe of taupe. They feel really lovely actually. I'm really looking forward to wearing them. I can't really wear hand knit socks at the moment because I can't get it over the thing that's on one of my feet. But the thing with this is, with their yarn, you get like a spool of reinforcement thread. So I used that on the toe and the heels. So the toe and the heel that you can't see, I can feel they're like extra thick and stiff. So I'm really interested to see how these wear in comparison to my other socks. I will say it was quite hard on my hands knitting those bits, and I didn't particularly enjoy it because it was extra stiff. I knit them on 2mm needles. I did cast on 64 stitches. I did a 2x2 rib. I would like a deeper rib, but honestly I get quite bored of it and I always like stop doing the rib too soon. I think it would look quite nice with a bold, deep ochre rib. Maybe someday I will, muster up the patience to do that. But I think they're really lovely. I've got a very tiny amount of Baker's Twine left. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a jar of sock scraps, and I'm going to keep it for when I'm mending socks, so that if I wear through the ball of my foot, I can mend it in the same colour. Rather than trying to use up every little scrap. Because when you've got a very small amount, maybe it's just better to save it for mending. And if I put them all in a jar, then it'll be easy to match what was what. So that's my other finished object. That's all of my finished objects. I am still working on my nurtured sweater. I haven't made that much progress. I've done one sleeve and up to about here on the body, I've just started the second sleeve, so hopefully that won't take too long, and then I can join everything up and then finish the top, and it'll feel quite quick then. But yes, so that is a work in progress. Another work in progress that I mentioned to you last time, and this is a bag I've shown you before that I made using fabric I bought on Spoonflower. So last time I shared with you that I was having some problems with colourwork on a sock and it's still fitting. I went into the story of these socks quite a bit last time. They're a present for my boyfriend for his birthday in a few weeks, about a month. I've got a month left to finish them. And like right after I recorded the episode, I was like, the answer is duplicate stitch. Of course it is. And then obviously when I posted it, everybody also recommended duplicate stitch. So clearly we're on the same page. But it's going to look backwards for you, but it is the right way around for me in real life. So I used the chart that I made for the colourwork and just applied it to the duplicate stitch. I've never done duplicate stitch before. This is the first time I have done that. It's actually quite easy once you get into it. It was something that I've been really putting off for like 2 weeks or so to do. But Saturday I was like, I'm going to sit down and I'm really going to tackle, being that I can't walk around much, I'm going to really tackle some of the things I've been putting off. I mended a couple of things. I did the duplicate stitch on this. I finished the toe on my socks. I finished the duckling. Sorry, my tummy's rumbling. And yeah, and I think it looks fine. I've decided I'm only going to do the outside of the sock, partly out of laziness. But I said to him it was because I was worried about the level of stretch. I don't really believe in making work for the sake of making work for yourself. So I'm not going to do both sides. I'm just going to do the outside. So I've put onto like scrap thread and left a ball where I thought it would be time to start for the toe on him. I had a sock to compare it to that fit him. So like on that judgment, here I should start decreasing for the toe. But if I use the recipe or the method I use for my toe, that's not going to be deep enough to get to the end of his foot. So I might have to do a bit of trial and error. I was thinking if I added an extra round in, because there's like a decreased round, you knit 2 rounds, decreased round. If I added an extra round or 2 between each decreased round, or decreased less on a decreased round, then maybe it would end up being long enough to accommodate his toes. I don't know, but I think there's a chance I'm going to have to do that more than once to make sure it fits. And I have started the second one. I'm here, and actually whilst I'm here I'm going to do the duplicate stitch because it's much easier getting to the band from underneath or from above depending where you are on the pattern. Doing it with this much leg, I did roll it up, but I got into a lot of tangle with all the ends and the ball. I think it'd be much quicker doing it like that. The only thing is I'm going to have to really pay attention to where I put the heel to make sure that the colourwork is on the same side, facing the same way. So if I put the colourwork there to make sure the heel is here, could be a potential situation where I might fuck up. Let's hope I don't. But I have a month to finish them. So fingers crossed that happens. I think it should do. I think really there's not that many challenges left. It's working out how to get the toe and making sure I do the heel on the right side. I mean, maybe I should keep knitting till I get to the point where I've started the heel. Start the heel, do the first row, leave it, then do the colourwork. Maybe that would be smarter because then I've definitely got the heel in the right place. Maybe that's what I'll do. Well, other works in progress then. My brain went. So I've got the socks which need to be finished. There's a deadline on those. I don't particularly enjoy deadline knitting, but hey ho, I brought that on myself. That needs to be finished. I would quite like to get my nurtured sweater finished because I would quite like to start the beetle jumper. so that there's some vague chance it might get finished by autumn. That would be quite nice. I keep thinking about it. I mean, I have lots of other jumpers I'd like to knit. I'd like to knit the Wool and Honey. I've got yarn for that. I would like to knit the Minimalist Cable Cardie by Karina Spencer, I think, the cropped one. I've got the yarn for that. I have got quite a few things I would like to knit, jumper-wise. So, yeah, I am thinking like I would like to get on to the next one. Not that I want to rush it, but yeah, I have been thinking about the Beetle Jump cardigan quite a lot. I'm just a bit put off about trying to do the stick or trying to convert a jumper pattern into a cardigan pattern. That's, yeah, I'm gonna have to psych myself up for that. But I mentioned in the last episode that I started knitting the colourwork shawl again using my Woollenflower yarns, and that I wasn't enjoying the colour combination. Like, all the colours together in skeins looked beautiful. Knit up into that shawl, not so much. So I really wanted these two colours together because this one has flecks of blush in it, and it really, in real life at least, so I need a bit of water. In real life at least, it really highlights those colours in there. So I was looking on Ravelry trying to find patterns, and I settled on the Adrift shawl by Lena. I'm not sure how you say it. But this one, the colour combination really only stands out in stockinette. You can't really see all the different colours in it when it's in garter. It looks too busy. So I was umming and ahhing. I was trying to find a shawl pattern I wanted to do that was in lace weight or fingering weight, and where I could hold it double, that had some stockinette but not loads. And to be honest, I really couldn't find anything I wanted to do. So I decided I am going to freestyle it. Now, obviously the cable's quite short. I'm going to have to add, these are interchangeables, I'm going to have to add a cable extension on soon. I think that cable might be my nurtured sweater, so that might cause me a problem. Might need to buy another cable or wait. So I cast this on last night. This bit is the Twig by Woollenflower held double, and I've just started incorporating the pink. So I broke off one strand of the purple, and now I'm knitting with both. When I was knitting with just with the purple, I was knitting, sorry, I knocked the table. I was knitting from the centre and the outside of the ball. Now I'm knitting from the outside of both of them. So I'm going to do a bit of a wedge of garter stitch. I might put some short rows in to sort of affect the shape. I'm not sure whether I am good enough to wing that or not, because I don't really know what I'm doing. I might just do like a wedge of garter, maybe another wedge of just purple, a bit of a striped section. I'm just going to wing it and see, and maybe when I'm about to do like a stripe section or something, maybe I'll put a lifeline in, so if it looks awful I can rip it out really easily. I thought about maybe putting a bit of brioche in it, because I did really love the feel of the brioche, but again, without having a pattern to hold my hand, I don't know whether I can wing it or not. We'll see. But I have to say, knit held double, this is on 4mm needles, it feels amazing. Sorry, it feels amazing. And I think I want something else in this. I think I'm going to end up buying this yarn again. It feels so lovely. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but I think it's something like linen, silk and baby alpaca. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And it just feels like it'd be really good for summer. Yeah, I'm in love. Like, I'd quite like to knit one of these in this, maybe. So beautiful. But I have 2 more skeins of this in like a blue and a yellow, and I am thinking I will order from her again and maybe order some mohair, or I will try and dye from my cone some mohair to go with the blue to make a nice squishy wintry shawl. And I want to get something to go with the yellow to make the yellow a little bit more zappy, because the yellow is quite muted. And maybe that will make a nice cozy something as well. I don't know what yet, to be honest. I've not decided. So that's a work in progress. And then thoughts of future works in progress. I want to, I don't know how well you can see what's in here actually, I'll get them out in a second. I want to teach myself toe up socks for when you haven't got that much yarn, like 60 grams, and you want to use it all up so you haven't got any scraps left. I think that would be like a really good thing to learn. Ooh. So I bought the other week when I was buying yarn for my partner's socks, I bought some Boulettes from Loop London. So they're like mini 20, so this is actually 10 grams, they were 20 grams, I've split them in half. Like 20-gram balls, and they have like these little labels where it looks like Wednesday Addams on there to me. I'm not sure if that's on purpose. And it's dyed by, no, it just says Len on there. I think it's like villain. Look, it sounds a little bit like the character from Killing Eve, like Villanelle or something. But it's I'm pretty sure it's dyed in Lyon in France. And it's 85 meters in each little ball. And I bought 3. So it's 75% wool, 25% nylon. And according to this, it's like exclusively for Loop London. I don't know. So I bought the 3 colours, and the names are really, really cute. And I was motivated by the name definitely on one of them. The other one, I try not to think about the name too much because it makes me feel a bit squeamish. And the other one, I just thought it really went with the colours I'd chosen. So this one's called Hoping for the Tooth Mouse. Now, if you don't know, in France, it's not a tooth fairy, it's a tooth mouse, which I think is totally adorable. And it's like a very subtly variegated grey. It's quite pretty. This one, I really, really love the variety of purples and colours in there. I think it's in focus, is it? I don't know, I can't tell if that's in focus or not. But I think you can see the colours there. I don't know, will it focus it? So I'm knocking my phone to see if I can. Don't think it is it? Maybe it is if I hold it here. The colours, like you've got magenta, purple, grey, all sorts. And this is the one that makes me squeamish. It's called Slipping Fingers in the Door. And I've done that before, so I know that my nails definitely did go that colour. So that makes me feel a bit sick thinking about the name of that one. But this one, I thought it would go really well with these two. And it's called Skinny Dipping. That one I have no feelings about that name. I don't really care. I think it's quite funny. So I wanted to knit some socks with these. I've got 60 grams. I've knit plenty big enough socks with 60 grams before. I think these were approximately 60 grams. So I'm thinking I will do stripes with that and then do heel, toe and cuff with that. So I've split the 20-gram balls into 2 using my mini weighing scales. And I want to do toe up socks because I will knit the toe and then do the foot in stripes, then using like what I need to do to get the foot the right size, do the heel, and at that point you've done everything you need to do for the socks to fit. And so then I'll keep knitting the stripes until this is used up, and then use whatever's remaining to knit the rib cuff. However, I'm slightly anxious about the thought of doing the heel from bottom up. I don't know whether it would be better to do the toe, knit a tube using these, do an afterthought heel and then do the rib cuff. I'm not sure. I think maybe I should watch a couple of videos about toe up socks and see what might suit me best. So if you have any favourite recommendations for toe up socks, let me know. Let me know. And then I just wanted to share something with you that I found on holiday. I'm not going to say this is an acquisition because it's not really, but I guess if you're being technical, maybe it is. I was in a charity shop in Scotland and I found a pair of perfectly brand new, now I have worn these so they are a bit fuzzy now, completely brand new hand knitted socks for £3, and I'm pretty sure they're made from wool. And I can't figure out how or why somebody would knit like a whole pair of socks and then never wear them and put them in the charity shop. I don't know whether the intended person died, whether the person who had them never wore them and then donated them. I don't know, but I thought it was quite sad, and they are a bit big for me, but they're one of my colours. It's a colour I use and I'm drawn to quite a lot. They do fit my partner, but he didn't want them. This is what I was using to compare size-wise for the orange ones I'm making him. But yeah, so I'm really excited. That actually made my day, finding those. But yeah, just wanted to share that with you because how often do you see hand-knitted socks in a charity shop? Amazing. And now I am going to share two very quick acquisitions with you because I don't really like doing acquisitions, but they are like holiday memories, and one of the yarn I bought, which is just one, so don't panic, I thought was really interesting, so I wanted to share it with you guys in case you find it interesting too. And then I'm going to pop in some footage of our holiday. So I didn't really do very much shopping on holiday. We went to a few charity shops but didn't really find anything of much note. I did go into one yarn shop in Oban, yeah, I did say that right. I was saying it wrong to start with, which is embarrassing. And it was the first time I've been in a yarn shop since COVID. It was a bit emotional. This predominantly sold Harris Tweed, but I saw this. Now this is a commercially produced yarn, so I think it is quite easy to get hold of. And it's called Wild Wool by Erica Knight. And it says born in Britain. It's 100 grams, 85% wool, 15% viscose made from nettle, and 100 grams is 170 meters. Not really sure what weight that is off the top of my head. But it's really interesting because, like, obviously the wool is natural and then the viscose is made from nettles. So it feels really lovely and soft. And I bought 2 skeins. I think it's a DK weight, isn't it? I am kind of kicking myself that I didn't buy 4, because if I bought 4 I could have made the minimalist cable cardie from it. But being that I already have yarn from that, probably it was just as well. So I don't know what I'm going to make with it yet. Probably a shawl of some kind. But I think it's a really lovely colour. And an interesting yarn. It's got like tweedy bits in it. But yeah, so if you wanted to try something like a wool blend that's still like natural, maybe this could be quite a good one to try. Once I've knit it up, I'll share my thoughts. But yeah, I'm quite excited about that. And then the other little thing I bought, I did buy a little piece of Harris Tweed, and I had to share with you because the colour scheme is obviously pink and yellow. I haven't decided what I'm going to make with it yet, but yeah, probably a really fancy sock project bag with a handle so that I can walk and knit when I'm good enough to do that. But yeah, I think that's everything, and my foot's going a bit dead. I need to sort of pace around the room a little bit, get something to eat. But I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry if I was talking a bit quick. I need to get on and do some work soon. I'm sort of keeping my eye out because I'm expecting some post, not knitting related. Yeah, so I filmed a lot in Scotland. It's quite likely that it's going to take me quite a few episodes to share everything that I filmed. So I will include a bit today, and I will include a bit next time as well, because I definitely recorded too much. It was just so beautiful. So anyway, I hope you're all having a lovely time. Let me know what you're knitting on, whether you've got any summer projects planned, or if it's cold where you are, maybe you're casting on all the cozy jumpers, or not. You know, I'm not very good at seasonal knitting either. So yeah, hope you're having a nice time. Hope you're getting to go out and enjoy some nature, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.